as you know, Neurosama has been taking over lately with a lot of the records that they have been breaking over on Vedal's channel, and it has been annoying a lot of people, as you guys have seen over on what is essentially the Neurosama news network, or whatever you guys have been calling it in the comments. Again, it's been a pretty crazy ride, and we looked at yesterday a pretty funny clip of Lacy crashing out over Neurosama and obviously doubling down. The first one obviously being there is no human emotions, it's not a person, it's AI. And obviously he was saying this while Vedal was sat on Neurosama's head, which I think was pretty funny. And we pretty much discussed a lot of the, I guess, misleading stuff that a lot of these streamers are kind of led by, and it causes them to lash out like this. And it's pretty funny to see because we get a crash out pretty much every single day from someone at the top who doesn't like the fact that an AI is doing better than them. So yeah, obviously it is pretty funny, and a lot of people have been kind of clowning on Lacy and many people in a similar space for this kind of behavior. And you can also tell, you know, a lot of people are very misinformed about Neurosama, especially whenever it comes to the clippers that really cover these people, because as you can see here, it says Lacy is not a fan of AI VTuber Vedal 987. Which obviously is not the case. Neurosama is the AI VTuber, Vedal 987 is the creator, and obviously, yeah, Yoxix got that completely wrong, not once, but twice, whenever they covered the secondary clip of Lacy as well, and it has been pretty interesting. But what has actually gone on is it seems like Neurosama fans, the Swarm, have come up with a new target, essentially. Not like target as in specifically targeting, well, kind of targeting someone, but not in like a malicious way like some of these communities have been doing towards them, but more so in a fun kind of community building and I guess just a kind of show of power whenever it comes to this kind of stuff, because you got people like Lacy and also people like JasonTheWeen crashing out over this kind of stuff, you know, saying that, you know, they've found out that they broke 300k subs and everything like that. And many people are bringing up the overall sub count now. Obviously, they broke the Hype Train record twice, and they're breaking a lot of records in terms of subathons as well. And the subathon is still ongoing, so there are still many records to be broken. And yeah, people like this saying, Neurosama ranking is constantly being updated in Wikipedia. After passing Ninja, she also passed Ludwig 2, and Iron Mouse is next. And yeah, this is what a lot of people are now kind of setting their eyes on, because as you can see here, Vedal is at number 5 on this list of all-time top kind of, you know, subathons, and I'm sure it will actually go even higher in the future. And this is what a lot of the Swarm have their sights on now. They've beaten people like Ludwig, people like Ninja, and now they're setting their sights on people like Jason here, who obviously is one of the people who crashed out over Neurosama, and they are pretty motivated more than ever to overtake him in subs too, where he's at 327,000, a very, 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 very achievable kind of, I guess, goal, because as we've seen with both of the Hype Train records, they managed to get over 118 subs just in a matter of hours. So again, if there was to be another Hype Train record or close to that level of a Hype Train, then they could easily overtake Jason. Obviously, that would mean overtaking Iron Mouse as well. But obviously, you know, the Swarm are really going for it all and really want to overtake a lot of people. And hey, you know, as well, we got to think, will they overtake other people as well in terms of, you know, these other channels, Everlone 2004, I actually haven't heard of them before. And obviously, Kai Cenat with his 1.1 million total subscribers. Again, we'll have to see. I don't know if there's any promotion going on during Kai Cenat's thing to help them boost that further. Obviously, it is a very, very big number compared to the others. But hey, I mean, if anyone could do it, it could be the Swarm, right? But again, we'll have to see. I don't know if that will be a thing that will happen, because obviously I think it has to be within a month. So again, it might not happen. But again, it is a very, very interesting kind of thing. And it would be great to see them catch up to some of these top people. I definitely think they could, at the very minimum, get second place. I think second place is a very, very doable thing for the Swarm. As I said, they've done it in a matter of hours. They've gained the amount of subscribers in between this gap, between this 459,000 and 303,000. They've gained that amount of subscribers in like a couple of hours before. So again, hopefully that, you know, that does happen. Obviously, we have to keep an eye on it and see if that does happen. I'll keep you guys up to date if that does happen. But again, it seems like this is the kind of goal that a lot of the Swarm have their eyes set on, particularly in overtaking Jason, as it is a much more, not realistic goal, but a much more, I guess, smaller goal to really get to, because it's, yeah, 27,000. Obviously, it says 303,000. I think they're currently at, what was that? 305,000. So again, they are very, very close. And it would just be funny to see, yeah, them overtake a lot of the people who have been obviously sending a lot of hate towards them and attacking them, right? Obviously, Jason, less so much, more so Lacy that has been doing it. But again, I do think it is quite funny, especially considering the amount that they get so upset over, you know, something so small like this, when they could just go and make some better content and potentially, you know, put themselves up on this list. Because obviously Jason, he had like one clip about him talking about it and things, and that's fine, right? But obviously Lacy has been like kind of watching this like almost every single day now at this point, and bro isn't even on this list. Like, if you're going to be complaining about this, at least get on this list first, and then, you know, you can start talking. But again, I do think it is quite funny. And as I said, they are live right now, doing stuff. Evil is opening up the stream. And you can see here, obviously, we already looked at the Dexerto article, which obviously has caused a lot of hate towards Neurosama as well. You know, a lot of people completely misled, especially by people like Yoxix here, who, you know, completely misunderstand who Vedal is and kind of presenting it as the AI VTuber is called Vedal, when we know Vedal is the creator, not the VTuber. So again, I think it is crazy. Obviously, they get it more right here, though. They say AI-powered VTuber Neurosama's creator, Vedal987, has broken the hype train record. Obviously, they say AI-powered. You know, there's a lot of things that go into it behind the scenes. A lot of people think that the model is AI generated, which is not the case, which many people also, I don't know if there's one down here, but a lot of people include like a little image of all the people that have worked on Neurosama, including, here we go, including Annie TF, who obviously worked on it. You know, I know they have, you know, fallen out and things over some stuff that happened a few months ago, but still, at the end of the day, Annie did create Neurosama's model and actually draw it up herself. It's not AI generated, which some people seem to think it is. I think that's pretty ridiculous. There's so many different misconceptions, I guess, whenever it comes to Neurosama, in the case of obviously the model, they say it's AI generated. It's not. They say, you know, obviously there is no humans on stream. That's false. Vedal's on stream literally most of the time, and he's always there watching at the very least. And also, you know, collaborations with other VTubers who are real. You've also got people, you know, behind the channels creating it. It's not AI generating thumbnails and titles and things and uploading it. That is not the case. There's all these people that work on the channel, including 3D modelers, designers, you know, editors, you know, channel runners, official CN clippers, like clippers for China, right? Like there's so many people that are really, you know, behind this, as well as, you know, obviously people say that, you know, Vedal is running all the time, not Vedal, sorry, Neurosama is running all the time, 24/7, no sleep, and that's why her subathon's doing better. That is not true. Again, Neurosama does go to sleep. You know, obviously an AI can't actually go to sleep, but, you know, it gets shut down whenever Vedal goes to sleep, because obviously he cannot run it, he cannot keep an eye on it, he cannot make sure it doesn't say anything controversial or something, which again, obviously is different. And obviously they have you know, some things here as well, different facts saying, you know, cute AI VTuber with personality, watch her grow smarter with her tech stack, the original music made with love and talent. It said runs locally on her/Vedal's computer, and the evil twin sister, which is evil as well. So again, lots of people kind of behind that. Also, they're saying there's a lot of production partners as well, lots of music partners that are producing songs as well using Neuro's voice, which I think is, yeah, obviously very, very cool. And again, it seems like they use obviously more human beings and more artists and stuff behind that than a lot of usual streamers do, including Lacy. Obviously, we found it quite funny that Lacy was making fun of Neurosama, or not making fun, but crashing out over Neurosama, right? Saying that there's no humans, when there's actually more humans on Neurosama's stream over Lacy, which I thought was quite funny, because they were with Camilla doing a tea party, which they cropped out pretty cleverly there. And yeah, obviously, there's more humans that go into this channel than there is on Lacy's, than there is on Jason's, than there is on a lot of these people's channels, which I think obviously is quite funny and quite ironic, right? Because they're complaining about, you know, it's not human, there's no humans behind. There is actually more than their channels. And I think that is, you know, saying a lot. Obviously, there's been a lot of people replying to it as well, as we saw in this one. People like calling people PDFs for liking Neurosama, which I think is crazy. Saying Vedal about to disappear and up for another month after the subathon. I said, just so you know, I estimated 50 to 90k subs for this subathon, which obviously, that's crazy. That's a crazy message, right? You know, Vedal was not expecting this amount of support. And I don't even think this was like a negative standpoint, he just thought, okay, yeah, probably about 50 to 90k, which still is a ton of subs. That used to be a really, really good goal for a subathon, right? And they've just absolutely smashed it even out of that. So again, that's really, really cool to see. You know, people say, what is socially acceptable rule about using an AI as a VTuber? The common theme is to hate generative AI art / models or that peanut guy, but people seem okay with AI voices. Which, yeah, I do think it is a lot different due to the fact of how Vedal has already presented Neurosama, and the fact that this isn't just Neurosama running on her own doing this kind of stuff. It is obviously a joint project, and it's a project by Vedal, right? It's like someone showing off their, you know, kind of, what do you call it, like their coding programs and things like that, and showing it to an audience, right? It's essentially the same thing. So again, you know, I don't have any problem with it, and I think a lot of people don't have a problem with it because, again, it is there. You can see how much work has gone into it, and that's why people don't have a problem. People have a problem with like the guys that obviously go ahead and generate, you know, a YouTube short or something. You see those really annoying YouTube shorts that are really just not that fun, right? Again, I'm not really against AI or anything, but you know, you've seen those YouTube shorts and you're like, okay, this is just like kind of slop. Like this is kind of bad. Like not even just because it's AI. It's just like you're just pumping out content for pumping out content, right? And that is completely different to what Neuro is, right? They're not trying to pump out content as quickly as possible, which is the goal with a lot of AI places, including AI art as well. People try to pump out content every single day. Maybe they try to pump out like an image or whatever. Sure, you know, obviously that's one of the goals behind AI, but it seems like whenever it comes to Neurosama, the goal isn't really how quickly can we get things out and how long can we keep going. It's how can we improve this and refine it and make it even better, rather than how can we turn this into like a big machine that is going to pump out content infinitely for us for the next couple, like, you know, days. And like, obviously it does work as a, you know, a VTuber that can run a lot, but you know, there's still many improvements to be made, including obviously the fact that, you know, Vedal has to keep watching things on things that are going on, and also has to do stuff like scheduling and kind of sorting out collaborations and things. So, you know, it still has a very, very long way to come. And I think that is the difference, right? He's not using Neurosama to pump out 50 shorts a day and make some pretty low effort content. This is all high effort content alongside, obviously, you know, there is a AI VTuber within it. But, you know, the collabs and stuff are high effort. You know, all of the content surrounding it is high effort. The videos are high effort. So, again, that is the difference between it, I think. That a lot of people make that difference. It's because it's high effort. It actually contains, you know, passion behind it, rather than someone trying to make a quick buck off of using AI to do stuff, which again, I don't really have any problem with. I don't necessarily like that content. I'm not going to watch it because it is pretty much slop. And I think I probably would lose a couple of brain cells watching it. But with Neuro, it's much different, right? Because again, it is much more entertaining, much more fun, and it's, yeah, just much more passion and stuff behind it. So I think that is a big difference that people don't really see behind it, and hopefully, you know, people can come to understand that. But, you know, with a lot of people like Yoxix and also Dexerto, the way that they post things and phrase things obviously is going to drive a lot of people's opinions to be slightly different to that, and obviously they're going to think it is like one of these kind of content pumping machines, when in actual fact it's not, right? And you can even see, obviously, with the subathon at the moment, I think it has kind of obscured a lot of people's visions into thinking that Neurosama is one of these streamers that will be running 24/7 every single day for the rest of eternity, which obviously is not the case. This is a subathon. A subathon is designed to, obviously, you know, you're streaming as much as possibly can, obviously apart from sleeping, which is exactly what Neurosama is doing. They're doing exactly the same as any other streamer on the platform would do. And obviously, I think some people seeing the subathon and seeing Neuro actually running, you know, quite often, people think that this is like common, like this isn't even a subathon, this is like part of the channel that, you know, she's on all the time. That's not the case, right? Obviously, before the subathon, streams sometimes would, you know, there'd be a couple days break or whatever between them, like a normal streamer. Again, it's not like one of these things where essentially they're trying to, you know, keep things going every single day and whatever, and using AI to their advantage to stream more than other streamers. If anything, they're streaming to the same amount, maybe sometimes less than other popular streamers on the platform, right? So again, people do get kind of clouded by that too because of the subathon, because the subathon obviously, yeah, as I said, goes often. It's every single day, and you know, but that's every subathon, right? But some people don't want to kind of consider that. They're a little bit stupid, they don't understand, they're misled, whatever. And yeah, obviously they end up thinking that Neurosama is this 24/7 bot that's going to run for eternity and keep people entertained for eternity, when it is a subathon, right? It's slightly different, and yeah, I think that some people kind of don't really understand that too. But yeah, that's essentially all there is for this situation. I just kind of wanted to show you guys the goal of the Neurosama fans now is to potentially overtake JasonTheWeen and maybe go even further, and hopefully that can be the case. And I hope to see more records being broken and more places being climbed for Neuro and Vedal, because again, it is quite funny to see the crash outs from these content creators, you know, in the long run. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to Game Subs, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.